some of the exercises we do for warm-up, so nagashimas. We just swing our arm around as a shoulder warm-up. Look, if I'm teaching you to suck eggs, it's something you normally do, please apologise.
No.
With this one, we do a bit faster because what we're trying to do is force blood down into the fingers, blood down into the joints, the elbow. Same thing going backwards. So you start off slow and steady, and then you really start to pick up the pace to whatever you can, and you actually should feel your hand feels like it's getting a bit fat. Okay, then you just do the other arm, same thing, we just go forwards. And then backwards. Once again, just explain this, especially to the kids, is that, blood is like a lubricant for all your joints. You need to get it pumping around your body for safe practice, especially when you're not fighting for 1 minute, you're training for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Okay, now this is one of those sensei things you do just because you like to laugh at people, but see how you go. So it's left arm forwards, right arm backwards. And then we change one tie, so it's right arm forwards, left arm backwards.
Yeah, this is one we do, the alternate sort of windmill. Not that I'm very good at it.
Okay, you know. Alright, so what we do now is we're just rotating gently in the middle. Basically keeping your heels on the floor for now. Okay, looking straight ahead so you're not trying to turn around. As we keep going, make sure you let this in your breathing. So when you turn, you breathe out, turning back, breathe. Now, start to turn and look behind you, and you can let one heel come off the ground, so that way. And we tell people to try and keep their elbows up high when doing this, rather than down by the side. Okay, you mate? Just feet wide, okay, not too wide, you're not doing the splits. One arm goes behind your back, one hand up, bicep touching your ear, and just lean over to the side. Once again, this is probably a generic warm-up that you're used to. Everyone does similar sort of things. Okay, a bit of a strange one now. Behind your back, grab your own wrist, put your hands against your back, and bring them up high on your back. Yep, then turn around, and what we're going to do is just push your chest forward and stand up. And then force your hands into your back. It's actually stretching across your arms and shoulders. Okay, and then what you do is you let go and you grab the other wrist, bring your hands up as high as you can, try and bring your elbows together and push your chest out. Especially good considering we're doing push-ups, mate. Here's another exercise. So turn your hands so the back of the hand is facing the front. Put it just on the top of your bottom. If you can, reach around and grab your elbow and pull your elbow forward. So it looks like this. And once again, that's stretching right up into so my hand is just here. Does that make it easier to see?
Yeah.
So stretching my shoulder, believe it or not. So stretching up in here. So same thing, hand just goes to the top of your bottom, right at the top. Reach around, grab your own elbow. And then that's what it looks like there. Yep, okay, so just bring normal tricep stretch, this one here. Bring it across, bring your arm up across your elbow. Now with this one, with the spare hand, rotate it so your thumb goes down and your palm faces away from you. People are really tricky, mate. This hand here, I can't do it. Actually put it behind their head when they're doing this one. It really stretches. So yeah, that's it, mate. Well done. Okay, then just swap it over to the other side. I can't quite get it behind my head. How are your shoulders going with the push-ups?
Oh, okay.
Mine have voted to leave my body. Okay, just shake that one out now on this side. Zen Kutsadachi. Okay, try and keep your back as straight as you can. Now you let your back heel come off the ground and try and straighten your back leg. So this is what it looks like side on. I'm doing this, I'm pushing forward and I'm stretching in my hips. It's quite awkward and uncomfortable, and then you just rotate, heel comes off the ground and push forward. Okay, this next one, mate, I'm going to really struggle with, but this is one that's really good for your hips. So you put one knee down on the ground, okay? The leg that's out in front, this hand, eventually we're just going to stick it straight up in the air. But the tricky thing is what's happening on this side. When that knee's on the ground, I don't know what you're on, but I'm on concrete here.
Same here.
You've actually got to grab that foot, hold it up, and put the other arm up in the air. It's really hard to get the swing of it. Like a few times when I first tried it, I fell over. It is very tricky, mate, but it's a great stretch. Then the other side, if you just widen that point between your foot and the knee that's on the ground, it'll give you a bit more stability. But you have to reach back and grab hold of your foot and then come back and balance. And arm goes up. You really feel that stretch there, it's terrible. All of a sudden you realise how unflexible you are. There you go.
I can do it one side, not the other.
It's all good, mate. It's the first time you've tried it. Okay, so we just go around the circle 5 times on way. So each knee, san, shi, go. Other way. Each knee, san, shi, go. Then we do the knee. Each knee, san, shi, go. Other way. Each knee, san, shi, go. Now the hip. Each knee, san, shi, go. Other way. Each knee, san, shi, go. And then just the same on the other side. Each knee, san, shi, go. Other way. Each knee, san, shi, go. Knee. Each knee, san, shi, go. Other way. Each knee, san, shi, go. At the hip. Each knee, san, shi, go. Other way. Each knee, san, shi, go. There you go. Just shake everything out. That's just a sort of a, see, but this is what our punches look like. So actually, it's pulling back, and that hard thing to tell you.
Whether
mate, this is what I'm getting at, mate. It's just a quirky little thing with us. But the reason is for that.
It's, if I can get it right. So it is onto the balls, the punch is like in and back, but not full retraction. Yeah? So in, so if I can get it, just a tiny wrist retraction after the delivery of the punch.
It's more my hip and shoulder that's sitting back. So you've heard of boxers say sit down when you punches?
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Okay.
That's what we do. So hard, then soft.
So it's punch and then it's the shoulder that retracts.
Yeah, so one way to get your head around it is my friend Tawari Dawson Sensei says it's like flicking a towel. So this is not flicking a towel. So if I'm turning my shoulders in, I flick a towel. That's it. Yeah, and it feels really weak and weird, but once you've done that a few times, you add it to your proper posture. So This is what it looks like in a stance. Almost identical to what you're doing already. The only thing is there's a little tiny movement in there.
Which I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, and we'll even do this. We'll sit on the ground and strike pads. We'll lie on our back and we'll try and briefly. And by blocks, they're still lumped in that term, blocks by the Japanese. I'll still use that. But I'll go off on a tangent. The reason why I'm showing you is because this is one of the things that I take everyone through on Saturday. So if you just stand in Dachi, Dachi, just a natural posture, we come up in a rising block with Judan and uke. So Judan and uke. Yep, so Judan and uke. Yep, so that's easy enough. The next one we're going to do is chudan. Chudan sotu uke. So the hand comes up high, one hand covering your body, and comes across your body. Yep, and comes across your body. The support hand goes out straight, other hand comes up. Chudan sotu uke. The funny thing is that every major karate style calls this soto, except for shito-ru. They call this uchi. Okay, so anyway, so the other one is chudan, uchi uke. Hand goes across your centre line and scoops out. 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 So one thing you should notice is this is my hand position for soto. This is my hand position for uchi. If I do them both at the same time, what does it look like? Sanshin.
Yeah.
So you're learning both in Sanshin. Okay, so that's head, middle. We're going to go lower now, so I just have to fix my camera up so you can actually see. So this next one you will know is gidan barai. Sometimes shuri styles call it gidan uke. So it's up near your ear, all the way down, and trace across your body. Normally done in like a Zen Kutsadachi position. So this is gidan barai, lower parry or lower sweep. Now you'll notice that when my blocking hand comes down, it's right to the extremity of my body on that side. If it's over here, I'm not getting the full effect of what my technique. I've got a gap here, and it come all the way. Funnily enough, when we punch, we try to square up everything.
When we do them, generally speaking, if we do down, it's protecting the centre line.
Yep.
So we actually do those square on.
Yeah, it's funny, eh? Yeah.
Although
but it's, once it,
we have started practicing them from different stances as well.
yeah.
So you,
Yeah.
on the basis that the actual stance doesn't matter, it's the actual. And the other thing that we're taught is that that's a pulling hand. That's actually a pull to although it's a deflection, it can be a deflection, it can be a punch, it can be anything. Just because we describe it as a block, it's actually a receiving technique, is what we're taught.
Yeah, mate, 100% agree. That's what I'm getting to, and that's the reason for the 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
Because the other application, the throws, the joint locks, the chokes, and that sort of thing, rely on that 45-degree angle, that twist of the hips.
Because the twist.
When you go to the application.
The twist's also the hikate. It's an exaggeration because the hikate normally we do to here, but if you're doing a full, you're actually getting a full pullback with it, and it's actually emphasising the use of the hikate hand, not as the way Shotokan do it to here. It's actually emphasising the application base.
Doesn't do it because Shotokan don't use it, but basically you get one hand that starts from dropping behind your bottom, and it's a full body twist. So full body twist. So it's literally, if you have a look, it's the back of my arm that's just simply travelling around my body this way. So Pinan, do you do Pinan Sanda?
I don't. I'm not that far on, but we do it in our system, yeah. And it's the
Okay. Yeah. That's very similar movement, absolutely. So that's what I'm getting at, is like Pinan Shiko I did when I was a teenager. But it's moving that body in. The difference is here, it's actually coming down low and you're not putting your hand on your hip. So this is gidan ukes. So you can do a few with me and just have a look. So it's twisting the body here. Twisting. Yep, that's it. Okay. So we'll go back through all 5. We'll just do it as an exercise. So this is just one of the exercises we do. We do uke, sotuke, uchuke, gidan barai, gidan uke. Uke, sotuke, uchuke, gidan barai, gidan uke. And you're never going to, it's not designed to be used that way, but what you're looking for is the same thing you look for in kata, is you're looking for the oyo. It's muchini.
It's a bit like when we learn elbow strikes. The grabbing hand for the head, feel. That's, you feel in their head, you can do it blindfold. Because
what I'm getting at is that the striking implement sticks like think of this, think of honey sticking on something. Once it hits, it sticks and stays.
Yeah, and that's, again, the elbow strikes. Or, if I can do it, the collapsing fist.
Yeah, into the elbow.
Yeah. The point is, it's all not losing contact with the target.
So what you're looking at is, can you imagine, so you're with the arm on the inside.
Whereas if I'm doing, say, the strike on the inside, that means that is a grasping hand. That pulls back.
Correct.
So,
yeah, this is just for uke, mate. So it's only for uke. So it basically touches my elbow joint on the way up.
Yeah, so I do mine, and you do yours.
Yeah, basically. So uke, this one here up top. So head level rising block. And it's also like a punch. So we pretend there's a pad here. This is how it's going. It goes across our body, then it punches up. It doesn't go windscreen wiper, and it doesn't come over like that. Because neither of those movements are particularly effective or efficient. This one here comes across as if it's touching my elbow joint. Then it's like it's connecting with something there. So I'll just go through just some thought process. Once again, not right, not wrong, just a different way of doing it. I'm going to show you a throw. Okay, so a karate throw.
Yeah.
There's a throw.
Okay,
so stick with me, mate. So my hands are here, I'm defensive. I grab hold of somebody. I grab hold of their hand, I grab hold of their belt, I grab their shirt, I grab their throat, don't care. This other arm comes to my elbow joint.
On the inside.
As I'm launching forward, that's it. As I'm stepping forward in a long position, I'm pulling this, whatever I've got hold, I'm pulling it towards me, and I'm pushing this one across and up. So I'm taking their torso, their bottom section, pulling it towards me as I push their neck and head up and backwards, and I'm landing in Zen Kutsadachi. So this is one of the easiest throws on earth to do.
Isn't that then with the rotation?
Don't need it. Absolutely don't need it.
Because
so if you think of when you see that movement in kata, you're stepping forward. And you're stepping forward super aggressively. You're literally, you don't stay away from someone, you step through their position.
Yeah, you take their space.
Absolutely. So this uke.
So if I'm standing like this, yeah?
Yep.
Then I step forward.
Yep, and you just keep this exactly the same as it is. Don't try and change it to a push round. It's still pushing up this way.
So
one of the reasons for that,
it's like this.
Bang. Yep, and just keep that uke posture. So here, it's if you see like Shotokan do it, they make it look so beautiful, but they say, oh look, I'm blocking a head height punch. You go, really? It's going to be really difficult to do that. You're actually stepping right through someone and just blocking. In kata, you'll add the turn. That's just a redundancy feature. So if they do hang on to you and you don't clear them, you don't throw them, that turn says, look, let's get the hell out of there. That direction wasn't working. Let's change.
Because that is what is follow. Because with
I'm familiar with this throw. Don't know the names.
But well, that's one of the ones. Funnily enough, 2 weeks ago we learnt that one.
Yeah.
The punch comes. You block. You hook. You grab. You step through with your foot. You push up into the throat.
Yeah.
And from that point, you rotate and punch down.
Yeah, no, not a problem. It's a beautiful movement. The thing about these, basically, you just go hands-on and you execute the technique.
Yeah, and that's why.
So it is.
And that's why we emphasise, or my sensors emphasise the use of the open hand for 2 reasons. One, for the not accepting the fight.
Yep.
Because the moment you do that, you've broken the law yourself. Because that's accepting the fight. Whereas this, and it's like I demonstrated, up the push under the chin, or the palm into the throat, just as effective for somebody who's not done the punching training, but it's not openly aggressive. Not in the way that the moment you do that, you're in a combat situation. You've accepted their challenge. Whereas if it's this, and then almost perhaps even a straight arm into the throat, does the same thing.
So let me just show you. This is Sanshin. This is called a movable hands.
Yeah.
When it comes from China, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay. The other thing too is, can you just stand there, just stand in shoulder-width stance, and just pretend that you're about to start a kata for me. So what posture would you adopt before you start a kata?
It depends on the kata.
So just pick a kata, any.
For the Naihanchis, or
Awesome. Stop right there. Perfect. Just look what you did. You've done a ritual that is tactically sound and effective and legally defensible. You've done this. You've protected your face. You've then, if someone's grabbed hold of you, you've cleared that to push off and get away.
Yeah.
So that is yoi. Yoi means to be prepared.
The other interpretation for it in our form is when we start like this, the head crash. And
Absolutely,
then
100%.
the push down, grasp the back of the head.
Yep.
That's it.
Can I just caution you on that? I just caution you on that last bit.
You see, that again is different to what we're taught at the moment, because this, is a defensive crash, and the idea is you can see through the centre line.
Exactly the same, mate. It's no different. So this is my position here, but look where my elbows are. I can still see straight ahead. I cannot knee past my elbows.
Yeah, but as soon as you open your arms up to get a head control of the head, as soon as you get control.
Then, what you do is you think about when we go to the kata, when we bring our hands back down, you need to bring your forearms together like a vice.
On their neck.
Okay? Yeah, if we're just grabbing like this with our arms apart, you bring them into a vice and then you come to your fingers. You can see, especially when we do our tagumi and our shima practice, when you're actually doing kumite this way, you've got a lot more control over someone. If your elbows split, you're going to lose someone, you're going to end up on the ground.
So you're advising that behind the head, scissor, and then?
Always bring in, absolutely. So one of the things that I learned from when my karate was destroyed, like it's been destroyed many times by martial artists from different
favorite techniques. So when he shows going into the clinch, he shows forward, head grasp like that, bang, and whilst they're there, you've got head control at this level, and then your knee straight forward, and that's when you strike into the lower section. So I am sort of familiar with that, but not need an uke. Just for the record, is that You call that a gidan barai, whereas that is your gidan uke. So that's going to be confusing. Just as our blocks are, that one's the gidan uke, that's the soto uke. Sorry, not gidan uke. Chudan uke, chudan uke, soto uke, gidan uke. So that's the pull. The other way around, hold on.
That's it. So I would call that sotuke. It's like a big stepping block. So what's happening is you've got to look at where your opponent is. They're not a kilometre away from you. You don't send them an email and tell them you want to fight. They're up and in your face. So if I apply this hand position, this one here can be slipping in as an underhook. It can be grabbing them. This one here is now wrapping around their head. And as I twist my body and I pull, this ends up around their head. They turn on the spot. We've got, we can start playing with a kyusho here. We can end up with a cross-face lock. We can have a shimiwaza. Shimiwaza is stealing the breath. All from this position, which is erroneously called a block.
So, in your interpretation of this, right, are we doing grasping with the front hand and then stepping through and...
Yeah. Because you think about it, if I'm drawing back with this one, so if I stood in front of someone and I did that, they're just going to punch me in the face.
Whereas if you...
So what I'm actually doing is more realistically, my hands are up and go, no, I don't want to fight. I'm grabbing, I'm clearing a limb, I'm seizing something, then this is coming through.
Yeah, again, that's material from Funakoshi's throws, that kind of movement. The pull with the front hand clears or grasps, pulls to the hip as you step through and bang.
Yep.
And if you carry on with that, again, push.
Yep, and it's what I'm showing you, mate, is we're going from the most basic positions, the most basic hand positions, the most basic stance, front stance, and we've just done a throw, and now we've done a choke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to a joint lock, a kansetsu waza.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a joint lock.
Hold on, so are you grasping with the back hand? So front hand.
Doesn't matter which hand you grab with, but the hand that ends up like this, step forward with that same side leg. Yeah.
So from here.
Yep.
Grasp.
Grab. Yep. Come across your middle line like you're going across your belt line, and then turn out.
So grasp.
Grab. Yep. Go across your belt line, and then turn out. So the same as this position you see in this cutlery thing. Here. Same position.
I'm like this. I hold out, grasp, strike up, and then turn in. So it's like pull, grasp, turn in. So all in one movement.
Yep.
So if I get this
So,
right.
because I don't have a training partner, mate, I'll just try and show you what's going on. So in this one, we're chasing limbs, okay? So if you can grab the wrist, you grab the arm, you grab the sleeve, the clothing, that's great, okay? So what's happening here is my front hand is pushing the limb down, so they might be shaking up, I'm pushing down, I'm stepping in, I'm coming across, and then I'm pushing out. So you see, that's that lock position. Now, depending on which way the elbow is, which arm you grab. So, if you're facing me, and I'm using my right arm, and I'm grabbing the right arm, actually dislocate the elbow. When I sit down in stance, okay, so I can actually do it quite slowly. I just come in and sit down, and that's where the elbow hyperextends. If I'm grabbing the left hand, however, when I'm coming in, you'll find that you're actually bending someone's arm. So you're not hyperextending them, you're bending it. So when you grab that arm, you bend the arm. Okay? So once the arm is bent, you're starting to work on the posture of your opponent. Okay? So what we can do now is we simply, arms bent, we're going to snake around, get an overhook, and come back to this position. You end up with a shoulder lock, which is a kansetsu waza. There's many other applications you can do off the back of that, but you bent their arm for a reason, stepping in shoulder lock.
So
it's a little bit tricky.
So it's a front hand in, hooks, step in and twist.
Yeah. Mate, if you like, if you got 2 seconds, I'll try and duck inside. My daughter's just come home. I'll do up a video and just get you to show you that. So I'll just quickly finish off.
Just see whether I've got it right. So the outer arm, if I'm doing front-handed, comes under, hooks over, I step through and twist.
You don't need to step if you're grabbing the opposite arm. Okay, it's best if you get a person to do it with. You're locking the elbow. If you're not locking the elbow, then just go straight for an overhook. But I'll try and do a video for you to have a look.
But on the if it's the same as the rest of your stuff, I'm grabbing with that hand, the back hand, pulling forward, and striking with the front arm and locking.
Yeah, it's more like entangling. So you know what what kumite means.
Yeah. It's to physically grapple, to practice, to spar.
Yeah, it doesn't mean sparring at all. Kumite means to entangle your hands. So te means hand, kumi means to entangle. So we're not standing away from one another and sparring, okay?
Yeah,
we're doing something called...
Yeah, Choki Matobu's kumite is striking at close range. It's fighting at close range, so it includes the grappling, the entrapment, and the striking all as part of the... So that kind of sparring, that kind of practice, a practice at close in. But that's...
If you just look at the name, so kumite, the name tells you how it's supposed to be applied. So when someone puts their hands up, your hands in a defensive posture come into contact with theirs. We're now entangling those hands, and when we're doing kumite exists for the practice of the kata. That's the only reason why kumite exists. So when you put hands on someone and you entangle your hands, you'll suddenly see that these movements make perfect sense.
Yeah.
And that's how you practice.
Okay. Different way of thinking.
Yeah, so we don't train to fight another person who's good at karate. We don't stand all the time a metre away. When we're doing kumite, we come up and we put hands on someone. If someone doesn't have hands on us, we practice escaping. So when you look at your applications, that's where they come into their own.
Yeah.
So we've done a throw, we've done a choke, we've done a joint lock. Okay, now we're going to do an arm drag to get to someone's back.
Yeah. So
someone's shaped up. If you stand in front of them, you're going to get hit with all their weapons.
Yeah.
So watch this arm drag to get to someone's back.
Hold on. You're doing that from front on stance, aren't you? So, which arm's doing?
That's the movement.
Which arm's doing the dragging?
Wait for it, mate. You're calling that gidan, gidan uke.
Yeah.
We call it gidan barai.
Yeah.
So, if my hands are up and my opponent's hands are up, when I tangle, whichever hand hooks over my opponent's hand from the outside, then I sweep it across. then I'm turning my opponent. So if you just shape up to me, so you've got one hand in front, I'm hooking this hand on your lead hand.
So
I'm then doing,
right.
I'm hooking this on your lead hand, then I'm sweeping. So I'm taking this lead hand and I'm sweeping it away, exposing your back.
So this is the way we'd have that explained, because if somebody's coming at you and they're going to punch, to do that you'd need to take one step slightly outside the line and then entangle out a hand and sweep down.
Yeah.
Because you need to step outside, for that to work in our style, you need to step outside the line to bring...
So what I want to leave you is just with this thought. When you're doing that movement in kata, are you stepping...
Okay. That's good.
It just makes it interesting, mate, that's all. Not right, not wrong.
Could you just show me that last one again, though? Because I was thinking of the step behind hook.
All I'm doing, mate, from this neutral position where I don't want to fight, is I'm just doing, for you, my lower block.
Yeah.
That's a shuri way of doing it. If I do a naha way of doing it, different stance. So this is sumo, and it's a more circular motion, same application. This way or this way. But it's going forward towards someone. Once again, you haven't given them the ability to unload, start throwing punches. You've stuck your hands and you're stepping through them. Like I said, mate, it's a bit hard to...
Yeah, but I guess the idea is when you get their arm, you're actually dragging them down?
No, mate, no, it's a sweep. So that's where the terminology comes in. So this was originally called gidan barai, which means sweep. Okay? So you're sweeping their arm away. When you actually get their arm, you're contacting their arm by throwing their arm out the road, spins them like a top.
Oh. But
it's
okay, so
it's
basically...
still doing it exactly the same way as you would in class, up and down. Exactly the same way. You're not changing it at all.
So it's like... But it's got to be a forceful contact onto a target.
I contact with the back part of my arm, then it's actually a quick and gentle rotation. We don't impact. Back part and rotation.
Yeah, so you're looking to hit with there.
Yeah,
and
make
then
contact and it goes.
And then
there's contact
and then that is the final sort of... So that makes a contact with that part of the arm, say there. Then that is a percussive circuit.
I've got a video of that. I've got a video of doing that with a mate of mine, and then I can move into the next movement of the kata.
I like the first thing I said to you is that some of the stuff looks like the Gishin Funakoshi stuff, you know. Maybe not as fully executed, especially that one. Yeah? Because the entrapment of the arm, the pull back to the hip, the strike underneath.
Yeah.
You know? That sort of...
But what I'm looking at there, mate, is I'm just showing you the basic stuff. Like, we can go off on incredible tangents and show Funakoshi's 9 throw.
Yeah, and it was the Funakoshi's 9 throws they were working on. They showed 8 of the 9. So that material, you know, whichever way you look at it, it's the same body mechanics. The grapple, the trap, the step through, the impact. It's just that Funakoshi was obviously teaching people that, you know, once you've got them there, you know, you might need to rotate back, push, to make them go to ground, because bigger opponents might need more effort. You might do it with a smaller one, depending on your skill level. You know, it's just a progression. You know, and as Ben and Alison say, if the first thing doesn't work, you've got to have a follow-up technique. Because ideally, you avoid. If you can't, you have to strike and try and get away. If that doesn't work and they've still closed on you, you've got to have something else to follow up with after that. Because if you hit them and they don't fall over, you can't just stand there, because all they'll do is take you out back.
Yeah, I've been there, mate, when I've hit someone with everything I have, and I can hit okay, and they've just stood there looking at me. if you've got nothing else to fall back on, you're in a world of hurt. But luckily, that tip helped me to close the gap. That atemi waza didn't work, so I'm onto the nage waza, and I'm